When I was getting off work a few days ago, one of the guys asked me what I was going to do with the rest of my day. And I explained that I was going to start lifting shovels of dirt for the new rain garden. And this was in a group chat, and the guys were asking, what is that? So I was explaining to them what it was. And one of them said, gosh, you ought to make a video. So here I am. So if this goes upside down, it's... I'm not an actress. Anyway, I'm probably a gardening enthusiast, which I can't stand that term, or a gardening hobbyist. I'm trying my hand at more vegetables this year, seeing that we're in the middle of a pandemic. But also, every spring, I'm out here almost every day in summer, unless it's too hot to breathe. But at any rate, I kind of want to get started on showing you how this project got started. Here's my beautiful pink bucket. So the idea behind a rain garden is to force rain away from the foundation of your home, away from sidewalks, that kind of thing. And force it to go in a way that you're just redirecting the water. And I'm going to show you one of the reasons why. If you can see, the sidewalk here is a little chipped and whatever from the water, because we're on a slope in my front yard, but the driveway starts up the hill, and the water was coming right down beside the sidewalk and just tearing this up. And this looks kind of messy, but it is what it is. That's rain damage and that kind of thing from all that water. So at any rate, we decided that we would build a rain garden. So my husband took his trusty tractor that's underneath that beautiful brown tarp, and he dug me a trench that is, it's about 2 feet wide, 18 inches deep, and this entire thing is 36 feet long. So I'm going to get here so you can see a long shot of it. Okay, so this is what I've done so far. Now, I wasn't quite sure how to do the dirt because I didn't want it to wash away and didn't want the plants to wash away and all that. So I called my dirt and gravel guy, Dave, who has his own dump truck, and I told him what my dilemma was, and he said, hey, I've got the perfect thing. There is a filtration product that is made that would be perfect for this application. I said, okay. So he brought me 4 yards of this the other day. This is the dirt that he brought, well, the soil. It's not dirt, it's soil. But it's actually a combination. If you can see, there's little teeny pebbles in here. There's also sand, there's compost, there's topsoil, and it actually smells like mulch. It smells like double shredded hardwood mulch. And you can see this right here, the mulch on the top. Now this is just because we got torrential rains last night and this morning, so it kind of separated a little bit of it, which is no big deal. It's all going to the same place. So again, the idea behind this is to guide the water where you want it to go, so it doesn't so it stops erosion and that kind of thing. But you can see my front yard kind of slopes, the whole thing slopes all the way down, and it goes back that way. And you'll notice the skyline because the property actually goes down in the bottom to a creek. So we're continuing to guide the water that way. We just wanted to get away from the sidewalk again. So we're doing a bunch of projects out here at one time. The rain garden is one. My husband has dug some steps over there from the higher part of the front yard by that other red wagon, and he's dug the steps, but he's also bordered them in with cedar trees off of our property that he cut. And what we're going to do is put the same gravel inside the step as is in the driveway. It's a number 57 gravel, so that will help too to drain this water through there. But with the gravel, it won't move the ground or the dirt. Hopefully, that's what we're hoping for anyway. So the second thing that you want to try to be mindful of when you're doing a rain garden is not just how to do it, how big to make it, the drainage, what you want to do with it, but the premise of it is also to try to plant as many native plants as you can. Now, I've got a bunch of natives in here, but I also did some cheating just because I love my flowers and I love to, to garden with flowers. So I've got this about 2/3 of the way full already, but if you notice on the slope, the plants that I've chosen, the ones at the top up here, require the most amount of sunlight, and they also require the most drainage. So in other words, if a plant's roots set in water, that's called, they're like wet feet. These guys do not. So they're going in order from the least amount of moisture required down to more, but it's all still going to be well-drained soil because, again, we're on a slope. So I stopped right here with this beautiful purple salvia and measured out about 40 inches. I'm going to turn this camera so you can see. So this area here is about 40 inches across. And what I did, where it changes color here, I dropped a cinder block in with the holes pointing up. Gosh, my gloves are worn. Sorry. At any rate, I put the cinder block in here to help block off any dirt from going any further from underneath and caving in, that kind of thing. So I put the cinder block in and then filled it full of red clay that we had dug out of the yard. And then I also took a bunch of quartz rocks, which we have huge amounts of these all over our property. And if you can see down there, behind the tractor, those are all huge quartz rocks. I got a couple down there that are about as big as Volkswagens, from where the Army Corps of Engineers came through and blew up stuff to make the road that we're on. So let's get back to the 40-inch thing. The reason I did this is because we wanted to put a footbridge across here. So that has been ordered. It's coming in. It's about 30 inches wide, but I made this 40. So cinder block filled with red clay, and then a whole bunch of those quartz rocks to help build a wall of sorts to finish out this 40 inches. Then we go back to dirt. So it did rain last night, so some of this did wash down, if you'll notice right there. I'm not real concerned about that at this point, because what it's doing with a couple days worth of rain is actually packing this down. And it's still filtration dirt. You know, the method of it and the product itself didn't change, so it's filtering. I did notice that we have a little bit of erosion happening here from last night, so that's going to have to be addressed. And I think what I want to do is slope this a little more right there. It's kind of a hard drop, if you can see it. Now, also at this end, what we've done, this is the actual garden end of it, if you will. This hole is about 6 by 6-ish square. And it is cut with the tractor and with my trusty shovel in a V. So where that PVC drainage pipe is right there, down below that, there's a V that comes up to this this dirt. I don't know what you call it. So the ground goes this way, and then it goes this way. So it's in the shape of a V so that the water goes towards the center. And as you can see, it worked pretty well. We had a heck of a rain again last night, so the PVC pipe caught it and moved it to the other side of that corrugated metal, which is going to be the backdrop for the berm to keep the berm from washing away. But my husband's not happy with the way it turned out, so he's going to redo it this weekend. So, and again, what I plan to do is the other plants that I've already bought, some that are on my deck, require more water the further you go down here. So I've separated them out on my deck, and I've lined them up according to how I want to plant them based on their need of sunshine and water. So down at this end on the top, we're going to put more of this dirt and mix it with some topsoil along the top, because there's going to be some drier plants that are going to go up there. And then down in this area, I'm planting native plants that, there's one particular that comes to mind. I got down by my creek. It's called Lobelia cardinalis. It's a red cardinal flower, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's a bog type of plant. It's clumping, and it's a bog type of plant. So that's going to go further down here, and other plants that would do well, for instance, at the edge of a pond or that kind of thing. So then we're going to go with the same school of thought here, in that the ones at the bottom require more water, and as we go up, they require less. So this is trial and error. I don't really have a plan except what's in my head, and I can't draw my name without a ruler, so I can't even put it on paper. I just tell my husband to get on the tractor and then point. So at any rate, I'm going to work on this erosion in this area right here. And I think what I'm going to do is take some of these heavy quartz rocks and put them over here to guide the water around it, and then build that wall up some. Now also, as the rain comes through and packs this down, like as you see, I can always move these plants up, higher up if I need to, which I may end up doing because I want to fill this in some more with more of this filtration dirt. And my plan is on top of that to put a double shredded hardwood mulch, and then quite possibly some smooth river rock about the size of tennis balls to again hold the mulch down and that kind of thing around the plants. So this is installment 1, and look for another one soon. Thanks for watching.